Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. Good afternoon if you happen to be in the UK. On this video, I'm going to talk to you about my YouTube channel. But before I do so, I want to start by thanking the amazing new subscribers who have joined me and who have collaborated with me as I share with you my uniqueness, which is mainly about spiritual growth, lessons on spirituality, and mental health improvement, which comes with it. Most and much of which I learned all throughout my unique life. Some of you know that a couple of weeks ago I was in Oslo, Norway. Here is just a glimpse of what I am in reference to. In Oslo, Norway, I saw and I witnessed something unique. Whilst going through passport control, I went through the first point of passport control, which included a man who stamped my passport. He stamped it, didn't even look at me, threw it back in my face. Later on, I went through the other point of passport control. This time was a member of staff who happened to be a woman. She stamped my passport. She did the same thing, just pretty much threw it in my face. I'm like, okay, interesting people here. I've never experienced anything like that before. Now, if you are about to tell me, Jessica, if you've been around the world by now, you know that's just a common occurrence. Actually, I've been to about 10 or 12 different countries around the world so far, and I must say it's not a common occurrence. That's pretty unusual. They generally will at least look at you. But in any case, I want to illustrate my point with a story, not as a means of being negative or anything like that, mainly as a means of coming full circle. I got onto the plane, and as many of you know, I love aviation. I've been studying aviation for a year and a half now. There's a story behind that, which I won't go into so as not to be sidetracked. We landed in the UK. That was a flight from Oslo, Norway to the UK. We landed in the UK, and Jessica likes aviation. I'm studying this stuff. I'd like to see it firsthand. So I got myself into the cockpit. I had a conversation with two pilots. They were so patient with me. They had all the time in the world, bearing in mind that they just landed a plane. They had all the time in the world. I asked them 100 different questions. And if anybody was in a rush, it was me. It was Jessica, not them. They took pictures. I could have asked them to take videos, take footage. I didn't. I was the one in the rush. They were fine. They had all the time in the world. They had all time for me. So, do you see, we saw two different types of people. We saw the personnel at passport control who were not even willing to look at me as if I were a human being. And you had these two pilots who had all the time in the world for me. A couple of weeks later, I met up with a woman from Norway, and she was very kind and generous with her time. So happened she told me that her mother's into aviation. So the story came full circle. There are different types of people, different types of countries, and maybe that's required. Maybe the personnel, the staff, the airport are not allowed to look at you. But that's okay. There's no need to focus and concentrate on one experience. There are different experiences, different types of people, and they're all good, they're all okay. As some of you may know, or maybe perhaps not all of you know, recently I visited Philadelphia. I had a profound experience there. I'll let you see just a glimpse of Philadelphia. Take a look at that. I picked that up, I think it was in the airport. Love Philadelphia, and the bell, the Liberty Bell. I'm very into, for that matter, liberty and freedom, and I very much believe in the importance. I'm not sure if you can see that very clearly. My apologies. In any case, I'm into freedom and diversity, respecting all beings, all people. And I'm all in favor of not getting fixated on other people's preferences. Some people, it so happens that some people don't like transgender people, and I am a transgender person, and some people don't like me. That's their preference. They believe in a particular system, and I've gone on to defy their system, and so they don't like me, and that's okay. I don't have to get fixated on the whys and the won'ts and how unfair it is and what's behind it. No, people have preferences. God created an interesting world, many different types of people. Some people think and are of the belief that their preferences are more important than people with other preferences. Okay, it's just part of the tapestry. Moving on from that, you probably want to know by now. Okay, so Jessica, what is your channel actually about? You have videos on spirituality and philosophy. You share your life experiences. Lately, we haven't seen much of you, Jessica. We see mainly models of trains, models of cruises, ships, tours around ships. We don't see much of your face, Jessica. We don't hear you talking all that much. What did I join? What was the purpose in joining your channel, Jessica? Before I go on and into detail, again, I want to thank all of you. And I want to thank the amazing new subscribers in particular, and the old subscribers. I want to thank you for joining me on this excursion, on this voyage, on this odyssey, on this journey, on this trip, as I go through the tapestry of my life and share with you my insights, my ideas, which I learned through my amazing life. Over the last couple of years, I've been to Dublin, Ireland twice. I've been to Eilat, Israel. That was my first time there a year and a half ago. I've been to Vienna and Oslo too, and Cyprus and France and Poland, and not been to Germany, by the way. I've been to Scotland, the islands off the shore of Scotland and Wales, and I've been to 13 different states around the United States. Yeah, I've been all over. But getting back to the previous point, my video is about sharing the different symbols, the different life experiences I've been through. And it's not about just sitting fixated on one particular point. It's not about remaining fixated and just doing one particular style. Sometimes you're going to see me talk about my experiences, share my philosophy, share my spiritual insights. And sometimes you're going to see me just visit different parts of the world, just visiting cockpits, visiting, my recent trip was to Philadelphia. I spent Thanksgiving there with family. And I visited and saw a unique blend of the old and the new. Victorian style buildings and modern style buildings. I went on a trolley for the first time in my life, which was a lot of fun. I saw amazing people. I saw amazing diversity in Philadelphia, in particular, people of color, LGBT people, and they were all very, very generous and kind. I'll give you an example. My card wasn't working, which sometimes happens when you travel from abroad. They think they're being very kind to you, your bank provider, but maybe they're not being so kind by doing so, but they did not allow me to use my card. I approached the personnel there, the staff, and they said, don't worry, I'll let you through the turnstile. And so happens that's with a person of color. When I arrived in Philadelphia, I took a train, and the staff on the train were extremely kind and generous with their time. I was surprised. I come from New York, so I don't think I would have seen that in New York. Recently I was in New Jersey. I don't think I would have seen that there either, although I had a story in New Jersey myself. I was on a bus and I didn't have cash, and I didn't know that buses still are buses in the world where you actually have to pay in cash. And a guy from the back of the bus just got up from his seat and approached the driver and said, here, I'll pay for the lady, which was really nice. It came full circle with another story which I had 30 years prior, when I had fallen asleep on a bus and I ended up in Tom's River. And I also didn't have money to pay for my fare at least then I had an excuse. I was a teenager. A lady came up from the passenger seat on that bus in Toms River and paid for my bus back to Lakewood, New Jersey. So that story came full circle. There are generous, kind people all over. And I got to glean in and see that. But in Philadelphia in particular, I did meet amazing people, amazing, generous, and sweet people all over. I met a transgender rabbi, and we had a beautiful conversation. It was a lot of fun. And I met some other people, LGBT persons in particular. I met people of color. I met people from Mexico. I met people from Ethiopia. I met people from Arabic countries. All were very generous and kind. They complimented me on my clothing, on my style of clothing. They wished me a good day. It was a lot of fun. It was very nice. It was a very pleasant experience. I got to connect with my heritage while I was in Philadelphia. I spoke to family members, and I got to pick up on some of the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, which was also a lot of fun. Moving on from that, so I need you to know that my channel is about talking about my life experiences, sharing my philosophy, sharing my spiritual insights, taking you around the world with me. I was on a cruise recently, on an ocean liner. I traveled from Southampton, UK to Brooklyn, New York. And I want to share with you one story in particular. I went to a Jewish gathering because I'm Jewish, and was on the festival of Sukkot, which means tabernacles. It's a festival that Jews celebrate shortly after the Day of Atonement. And I arrived at the Jewish gathering, and unbeknownst to me, I was informed that the rabbi couldn't make it that night. So everyone went straight to the main part, which is a gefilte fish and challah, which is the two main Jewish foods. I said, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to actually lead the service, do some singing, and if you don't mind, I'll also deliver a short message pertaining to the festival. Everyone was fine with that. I did let people know that I'm transgender, in case they wondered, or perhaps they didn't wonder, but in case they wanted to hear something different, something interesting about me. So I shared that with them. Then I went on to share the message. Actually, before I went on to share the message about the festival, I prayed, I sang. I didn't extend the prayer too long. Didn't think anybody was in the mood of that. We prayed, we sang together, and then we ate the challah and gefilte fish, which are Jewish foods, and we conversed and had interesting and fun conversations. And then when I left the synagogue, the room of prayer, for that matter, I happened across a pastor. He said to me, "Ooh, who is singing there? The rabbi had a very nice voice. I really enjoyed that." I said, "Yeah, that was me." And I also delivered a sermon, and I shared some of the sermon with him, and he really enjoyed it. So that was fun. I also went to 5 different bridge classes on the ship. Still learning how to play bridge. I'm still imperfect with that. It's taking time. It's taking me time to register how to play the game. I've shared plenty of pictures and footage of my unique experience on the cruise, the ocean liner. It was a lot of fun. It was amazing being in that open sea, connecting with nature in a unique and profound way. Getting back to the story, I'm not sure if you're with me at this point, but getting back to the story with regards to the Norwegian experience, when I arrived in the UK and a couple of weeks later, I met a woman. A person of color. She had a beautiful blend. She was a woman, a person of color, and she was also Muslim, and she happened to be from Oslo, Norway. We had a beautiful conversation. She showed me kindness and grace, and I got to connect with humanity on a profound level, which was a lot of fun. I also thought worth mentioning a little conversation I had with my neighbor on a flight from Dublin, Ireland to the UK. Also a person of color. We had a very fun conversation. It was the first time conversing with somebody on the plane. I hadn't done that in a long time. We had a fun conversation. I was in a good mood, so I said, why not just go and buy her a drink? So I bought her a drink. That was a whole lot of fun. We didn't exchange phone numbers or anything like that. I don't think it's necessary. Just have fun with people and don't feel the need to keep up that connection forever. It's all good. That's what I'm about. That's what my channel's about. Sharing kindness and grace and love with all beings. I do that whether through or by sharing my life experiences or by sharing symbols, models of trains and planes, and taking you for a tour on an ocean liner, on a cruise, showing you what I do as a means of connecting with God, connect with my spiritual side, and enjoying the tapestry, the excursion, the odyssey, the voyage, the trip, the journey, all throughout the different parts of my life. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a better idea now as to what my channel is about. Do feel free to share your comments, your thoughts, your feedback. It's all much appreciated. I have many silent participants here. You're welcome to remain a silent participant. And you're also welcome to share your thoughts, your feedback, your comments. That is also very welcome. I welcome feedback. I welcome comments, positive and negative, likes and dislikes, hearts too. Mike has shared his hearts, his likes, his comments over the past couple of years. It's much appreciated, and I learned a lot from it. Feel free to do that too. Don't think that you have to remain a silent participant if you don't wish to do so. Feel free to connect with me and join me as I take you through the tapestry, the excursion of my life, through symbols and signals and conversations, and through models and trips. Join me. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, dear new subscribers. It's much appreciated. Have a lovely day ahead. Take care. Oh, and don't forget to bring some new subscribers on board. You're all welcome. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Have a lovely day.